everybody out there in this strange, unusual world that we live in. If you don't know me already, I'm Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson. I have a bunch of aliases. I also go by the Reptilian for the music that I produce. I am here to talk about something that I think a lot of people should be talking about, and that is microdosing, psilocybin, and how it will impact your life. And also to discuss mushrooms as a whole. I don't think people understand how good fungi really is for you and your system. Now, because of the journey I have taken, I'm also using things like lion's mane and cordyceps. There's also turkey tail, which these mushrooms, not just psilocybin and magic mushrooms, but specifically mushrooms of many types, can benefit people in numerous ways that I really don't think they understand. I take it in a tincture form, at least for my lion's mane and my cordyceps, and that can help you with things like cognitive ability, memory loss, Alzheimer's. It even can suppress things like tumors and cancer inside your body, and so can psilocybin. I want to take you through a journey of how it has impacted and changed my life. I've been using psilocybin for about 6 months now. I get about maybe an ounce every month or two, and I divide it into my higher doses, which are my raw mushrooms, my raw psilocybin that I ingest when I want to do a higher dose. For my microdosing, and everyone can do this, I bought capsules from Amazon, I grind it up, and then it takes time, but I sit there and I pack. Every capsule is about a P2 once you stuff it all the way. Okay? And a P2 is where most people should be at. Most people, when they're doing microdosing, it should be around a 0.2. It depends on your tolerance and how new you are to experimenting with psychedelics. And for the people that are interested by this in any way and how it can impact your life, even one single trip can literally eradicate somebody's OCD. It's been studied in clinical trials. It's pretty incredible. Or have people accept death that may be cancer patients or that are suffering and on their deathbed. This can allow your mind to expand, open it up, and realize that there is more things beyond this reality than we'll ever understand. And I'll talk to you about my experiences. And if you don't know me, I run a podcast called Strange Brew Podcast. We talk about anything and everything strange. So that's kind of led me down a strange path. This has changed my life in many ways. And now that I've done a lot of research into it and understanding how it has impacted me, it is pretty incredible. And I want to share this with the world. And I might do a series, if this is received well, of my journey using psilocybin for medicine. So as I said, I take a little bit. I have my microdoses, I also have my higher doses. If you're looking at starting and you've never tried magic mushrooms ever, start with a 0.5 or a gram. See how you receive that. See how that takes to you. See how it makes you feel. Understand the feeling of it before you start taking higher doses. One of my co-hosts of the podcast made the mistake of taking way too much the first time that he tried mushrooms, and it destroyed his desire to want to do them again. Now you have to start small, build yourself up, because it's a very impactful drug. Psychedelics as a whole, it can change your mental health and can allow you to see things from the outside that you've never saw before. I grew up struggling. I was in and out of youth jail. By the age of 14, I was arrested. At 13 years old, I got a girl pregnant. I was suffering from a lot of mental health issues. I was just genuinely fucked in the head, and I didn't know how to cope with the circumstances that I put myself in as a kid. I did a lot of stupid things because my mind was sick, and I've done therapy. Didn't work for me. I've tried to suppress it with alcohol, even things like cocaine and weed. As much as I still smoke weed and enjoy it and drink alcohol, I've learned to keep it at bay and to use it in moderation. And psilocybin has helped me do that. It can literally eradicate also addiction. It's pretty incredible. And the fact that we have things like, alcohol that's completely legal, and now people with inside the government, which I wouldn't necessarily trust, but it is coming to the forefront as a medicine now of people using psilocybin in clinical trials and them studying it more than they've ever done before because of the impact it can have on your mental health from even one single use, one time. It has changed people's lives where they have said that it is almost the most impactful spiritual experience they've had in their entire life. Even some people said next to having children. So I want to do this series or release this video to help people understand, especially those of you that are worried, scared, anxious, and don't really, you're skeptical about trying different things, especially something that has been given to us from Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, for thousands of years. Psilocybin and magic mushrooms and mushrooms as a whole have been used for thousands of years. And obviously you have the stoned ape theory about how maybe the reason why we evolved the way we did is because monkeys ate psilocybin and allowed their neurons and their brains to essentially grow and adapt and become more cognitive and conscious, is a theory. I'm not saying that I subscribe to it, but it is an interesting one. So my experiences, right? I grew up and I had a really tough time. My mental health was really bad. I dragged a lot of people down with me during my teenage years into my early 20s. I suffered from alcoholic addiction. I got addicted to cocaine and things like that to try to erase or run from my problems. Where things like psilocybin allows you to face it head on and look at yourself from an outside perspective. And I could talk about this all day, so if you guys do enjoy this video, let me know, and I will do a series on this. So while we get into this, let's talk about some of the benefits of psilocybin and magic mushrooms. It can increase openness and actually can benefit you even by shifting your personality. And genuinely, from my experience, I have felt more love in my heart, more care for people, have understanding more than I've ever had in my life of looking at other people and realizing that they're also going through a lot of the same things that every single person on this earth, I think, is going through, is a battle with your mind. And it allows you to look outside from that and realize that we are all connected. We're all human beings living in this experience in this weird, strange reality that we call home. And we kind of need to help each other get through this because everybody is going through something. And genuinely, people who mess around with psychedelics are more happy, caring people. People that have experienced psychedelics and have used them even a couple times in their life are genuinely just better people. That is the truth of the matter. It changes the way you look at the world and how you see yourself and everybody else. In a study, scientists found that mushrooms play a part to help us be more open and kind in helping us grow and connect. It's pretty incredible. It actually can help with smoking and addictions. I used to smoke for many years of my life, and I still vape from time to time, but it has also helped me cut down vaping. And when I'm microdosing, I genuinely just don't want to vape or to put things that are bad in my body. That's my personal experience is, everyone eats shitty sometimes. You get your fast food. It's quick. It's easy. But while I'm on my trips, microdosing or at higher doses, I don't want anything that's bad for my body. My mind doesn't want me to go that direction. I want to eat things like fruits and vegetables, a delicious apple. It sounds weird, but your body craves those things from the earth, the nutrition that the earth has gave us. It connects you very much with nature. And if this video receives well, I'll tell you, setting and place and things that you can do to help your mushroom trips. I suggest to everyone, right, you start in a very comfortable position. If you're someone that wants to mess around with this, you take a P5 to a gram, lay in bed, listen to music, breathe, allow the experience to take you. You need to let go is essentially what you need to do when you're on psychedelics, especially psilocybin. Let yourself go, breathe, experience it. It may be uncomfortable at the beginning, but with things like this, pain leads to recovery, okay? And your mind is an incredible thing, and it allows you to there's literally studies that have been done that it can regrow brain cells and allow these neurons within inside your mind to reconnect. That's why it could be good for people that have memory loss or, suffer from Alzheimer's. And a lot of these things, and, to even speak upon this, is pharmaceutical companies are not good, and they're not good for you. They give you a short-term cure for something long-term. They want to keep you sick, but just suppress it because that's how they make money. A cured patient is a loss of money, right? You understand that. So they can't cure you, and they never will. There is cures for cancer and AIDS amongst almost every disease. I'm quite sure of it. But they can't produce it because most of them are fairly cheap and will make big pharma no money. So now the government is trying to take psilocybin and synthesize it into their own creation so they can patent it because they can't patent nature, and they want to produce it to the mass public. And I don't think it will be something good. I think we should trust where it comes from and who these people are that genuinely care about humans and want other people to experience psychedelics, especially psilocybin, as a whole, and how it could change our entire existence. I really do believe that if everyone on this planet took psilocybin even once in their life, this planet would be a far better place. It can also help you fight depression. That is a very key thing. Mushrooms contain psilocybin, which has been an active ingredient. It provides the cultural and spiritual bedrock of many signs of progression and progress inside of yourself. Modern neuroscience explains the use of mushrooms and how it interacts with the serotonin receptors to the brain to help produce a series of consciousness-altering effects. It suggests how mushrooms can be very useful in curing depression and mental health. And it has done wonders for myself. It lets you let go and dissolves ego and increases creativity. You don't look at yourself the same anymore. A lot of people in this world are egotistical. Thanks to the help of things like social media and the movies and the products they produce to induce your brain into this state of wanting to seek this pleasure and happiness within seconds. You need to let go of that. Be mindful. This is what psilocybin has done and for many people in this world, and has changed people forever because of this. And I don't think I can do this within a 20-minute video to explain to you all the benefits, how to use it, what you can use it for. And I suggest that everyone goes out and tries it. In countries like Canada, it is becoming pretty readily available because it is still a scheduled drug. But if you're using it for personal use, they can't really do much about it. And there's many websites out there and things where you're able to find it in chocolate bars if you don't like the taste. I'll also do a video on how to make a good lemon tech tea. Also, a tea in general, lemon tech is kind of different because when you're using psilocybin, you can actually introduce it and soak it in lemon juice, which allows your trip to come faster, more visuals, but also your trip ends quicker. I've had all sorts of different experiences on psilocybin, and some are more painful than others. It makes you dig deep inside yourself and who you are and what you want to achieve and the things that maybe you didn't want to confront before. It allows you to deal with things like PTSD and trauma that you have maybe faced for many years of your life, and allows you to let go of that. I've had experiences where I've cried my eyes out with things that I've experienced in this life and the memories I had as a kid and what led me down this path. And you know what? I really would like to know if people want me to do a series on this, because there's not enough time to do it in one video unless I sit here for hours and tell you about all my experiences, how I've done them, the best ways to go about it, and all the benefits that I have seen. I'm just a better person. My own fiance sees it. She sees how much I've changed. I'm more caring. I'm more aware of her feelings than my own sometimes. I am trying to genuinely be a better person, and psychedelics will help you achieve that. So if you are interested and you want to hear me discuss this more, please leave a comment. Let me know, and I would love to hear people and their experiences, or if you want to talk to me and me to do a video based on how you should start and what is the best way to introduce psilocybin in your life, I will do an entire video on that. So thank you for tuning in. I feel like I need to wrap it up or I'll just keep going on. I want to genuinely know how people feel and how they think, and if they want me to do a series on this, because I can make this an ongoing thing and let you know how it has changed my life over these months. And I'm going to keep going with this journey that I'm on. I've had very different experiences every time I've used psilocybin. I microdosed before I did this video. I'm allowing myself to take this journey for my mental health because I've tried everything else. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening to me speak on my experiences with microdosing and psilocybin. And I could tell you guys a lot more if you're interested. So everyone out there, peace and love, and always stay strange.